You see, the enemy is happy to see the state of Christianity right now because many are being deceived. They have a form of godliness which don't concern him. 2 Timothy chapter 3. We are living in the days of Noah, and that should make you think twice. As a Christian, you should know what that means. If you don't, then you need to read your word more. Read Matthew 24, mainly 37 through 39 on that one, but just read all of Matthew 24 and read Genesis 6. Now, this may seem harsh to some, but we are called to be watchmen, to look out for each other in love. And if it seems harsh, that only means that the shoe must have fit. I say all of this in concern for my fellow brothers and sisters in the Lord who have slipped into complacency. And trust me, we all struggle with complacency. We've all been there. We all struggle with falling back into complacency, so I include myself in that. I say all this in concern for my fellow brothers and sisters in the Lord, and for all those who are lost in sin, in hopes that I can do my part in preaching the gospel in these end times. You can read Ezekiel chapter 3 and Ezekiel chapter 33 if you want to read about, being a watchman and our responsibility as believers. When I get to heaven, one day, whenever that day comes, when I get to heaven, I want people to come to me and say, thank you for that video that you uploaded that only got 37 views. Well, I saw it and God used it to save me. And I'm in heaven now because of your obedience. See, I'm just trying to do my part. And we all should be trying to do our part, doing our best each and every day to do our part in preaching the gospel in the way that God has called us to do it. As we scroll YouTube and are subscribed to certain channels, certain things catch our attention. YouTube is all about packaging, thumbnail, title, all this stuff matters. Well, we shouldn't have to get the attention of viewers with gossip, clickbait, and trending topics. We should not have to spice up the word of God. The word of God does not come back void. Isaiah 55:11 says, it is the same with my word. I send it out and it always produces fruit. It will accomplish all I want it to, and it will prosper everywhere I send it. So we don't need, as Christian platforms, to spice things up to get the attention of the viewer. There's nothing wrong with making a cool thumbnail. There's nothing wrong with making a catchy title. If you're intentionally trying to spice things up and just doing clickbait to get views, that's wrong. As a Christian channel, we should not be resorting to that. We should only go so far with, following, YouTube's, recommendations on how to, drive views and drive clicks and all that stuff. All that's fine to a certain degree. But as a Christian platform, we should never feel like we have to draw the views in with clickbait or spice up the word of God. Isaiah 55:11 says, it is the same with my word. I send it out and it always produces fruit. It will accomplish all I want it to, and it will prosper everywhere I send it, regardless of how spicy you made it. I can do that here on my channel, and I can get a lot more views if I really wanted to. But I don't, because the word of God is always trending to me. I recently did experiment with this. I wanted to see what would happen, and I saw that it was true. I had my most successful long-form video ever, and I saw how people only hear what they want to hear and miss the entire point. And it really bothered me because that video should not have got views, but it did, for me anyways. Hopefully this video shatters that record, and it won't be hard because that video only got 648 views, but that's a lot for this channel. That feels like 10,000 right here. But it really bothered me that video, the way I packaged it and the things that I said in the beginning, it worked, but it really bothered me because I was like, people just want to hear what they want to hear. They want the gossip, they want the drama, and then they want to jump to conclusions. They want to assume, and they'll listen to 5 minutes of an hour-long video and think that they understand everything that you said. And it really disappointed me. So I hope this video shatters that record, and then we keep doing that good old-fashioned Bible study. I will never stop doing good old-fashioned Bible study, and if that means my views never reach the level of these big platforms, that's fine, because I'm still having an impact on those that God does bring across my channel regardless.